We're fancy.
for us. We're here.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
All right.
Okay, so we have here with us multiple dogs and Gabi from Chai Medicinals in Alaska, and we are doing a casual guest conversation about natural medicines, herbs, mushrooms, apothecary type stuff, all from this beautiful expert that I ran into in Alaska by purposely going to her store, actually, so I didn't run into her. But I sought her out, and it was a really beautiful first connection, I feel. And it just felt super magical. And I had this list of things I wanted to gather when I got back from the wilderness to Anchorage to like get back in my little sacred space. And I was like, surely there's none of my things on this list are going to get picked up in Anchorage. And I go and find Gabi's apothecary Chai Medicinals in Palmer. And it had, I think, like 6 out of 8 things that I had written down that I thought I could not find. And it just felt really super aligned and super cool. And yeah, so I've been talking to Rachael nonstop about the products that I bought from the apothecary and just also the experience of meeting Gabi and how connected it all felt. And then it was enough to prompt her to go buy like a few things from Chai.
Okay, so you placed an order with Chai?
Yes.
She did,
Okay.
yeah.
And it was in, okay, I do remember. Was there some kind of like thing, like shipping thing? I think I actually put some extra stuff in your box, not knowing that you were a friend, but I just put some extra stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Thank
your
you.
order. I don't remember exactly what it was right now, but I definitely remember that. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was so cool. And I thought it was funny that I don't know when your box arrived, I was like, I should just text her a picture of like this stuff coming to me with the same name Rachael in Georgia and being like, it is me though, behind the other Rachael from Georgia. So,
Yeah, so it's so important to take the to consume these sacred plants and fungi on your own. In science they call it bioassaying, but a lot of people when they want to get to know like what we're doing, it's really all about like building those connections like with what we make. And there's not a whole lot in the way between us, the makers, and the ingestion of the product. Like we're always looking for ways to make the connection like more authentic. We don't use any preservatives. We don't use any like magnesium stearate. Like the less we can do to adulterate the beauty and the magic of nature herself, and less we do to interfere with her gifts, really the better. We just try to facilitate the connection between the end consumer and the natural ingredient by way of like how the plant or fungus wants to be worked with. And we notice those things like in nature. It really, the plant and the fungus itself like teaches us how it wants to be worked with. And then the consumers teach us how they want to work with the plant too. Like some people are not ready to move into like tinctures and teas. Like they want to be with capsules. They feel very comfortable with capsules, you know? So we try to make like a lot of our mushroom products, you'll notice in our online apothecary, there's different forms that you can take these plant and fungal medicines in. So we want to like match that because part of it is like getting it into the body. You know, some people really don't do well with capsules. They'd rather have a liquid tincture. Some people don't want to ingest any alcohol, so tincture is not a good option. So we try to make it accessible, but also honor like the aspects of the plant and fungi, like the textures, how it's best used medicinally. Like for example, chaga. I'll bring over a piece of chaga to show you guys.
Love it.
Ooh.
Alaskan chaga, bro. So cool.
Chaga is so amazing, and we harvest all of our own chaga up here from the boreal birch forest. So this is like a raw piece of chaga, and it's dried. When it comes out of the forest, it is still wet, so it's heavier, and it's very prone to mold, so it has to be dried properly. In our industrial dryers, we do that. So you can work with this raw product by like breaking it down with a hammer. It's super hard. It's almost like wood. You can break it down with like a hammer in a bag, and you can put it in a crock pot and steep it for days. Like that's how much this needs to be steeped when it's in this form, because it really needs a heavy extraction. Something like spearmint can be extracted in 5 minutes in a cup of tea with a hot water. So this is what I'm talking about when you like notice the texture and the vibration of something from nature. You're working with a naturally foraged product. It's telling me, okay, I'm hard to break into. If you just eat me, you're not going to get a whole lot out of it because it's like eating wood. So
Not
it
even
needs to be
digested.
extracted. So one thing we do is like we sell it pre-ground. It's really hard to grind on your own too. Like we have commercial grinders because they're really strong. And so we sell it pre-ground where you can just use it like it in with hot water and just steep it in a cup and it's like bioavailable in that way.
Wow.
So chaga is so amazing. Oh my goodness. It is one of the most potent antioxidants found in nature, if not like number one top queen bee. It's been known to repair DNA. It works on the melanin systems of the body, so it's really good preventative medicine for melanoma type cancers, prostate cancer, colon cancer. There's a lot of cancers that it works really directly on, and the dosage for that varies depending on how you want to work with it. People who are taking a lot of chemicals into their body, they can have, or lots of alcohol into their body, they can have a heavy duty response to chaga because it's such a powerful antioxidant. Like you could literally get a rash from it. A herxemer reaction, but that's uncommon for like a healthy person that's just living day to day. Like usually the side effects of taking chaga, beginning to work with chaga tea, for example, or a chaga tincture, which we also make, would be like a hormonal balance, blood sugar balance. It's very anti-cancer, improving immune system function. It's really good for not stimulating the immune system, but supporting the immune system. In the tincture form, because it is has an alcohol extraction, it has a very powerful antiviral property. So like when I take chaga I'll grab the tincture.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
And I'll grab.
Oh, yeah.
So when I take chaga for like if I feel like I'm getting sick or I've been like exposed to a lot of people, like at a festival or at like a show or whatever, I'll take chaga in the tincture form, and it's very like good to travel with this. You just keep it in your bag, and if you feel like you've been exposed, someone's like, oh, I'm sick, you're like, that's cool, time for chaga. Yeah, and then if you're already like sick with a virus, you can work with it. And then like using it for the anti-cancer, anti-tumor properties, you're really going to want to work with the tea form. So the cool thing about tincture is that it's a double extract. It's got it's got a hot water extract like a tea, and it's also got the alcohol extraction. So it's a very complete extraction. And if you guys lived up here in Alaska, you could come to our tincture class. But right now we're only, it's a 2-part class. Actually, next weekend is the final, the when we blend the tinctures together. But I'm kind of trying to figure out how to offer classes like that online also to do remotely. We would send you the herbs, and then you would.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flu shot. This one is like another tincture I've been making. This has been keeping me alive.
I saw that one on your Instagram.
You
What's
saw
that one
flu
called?
shot on my Instagram?
Flu shot. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one has wormwood, which tastes really gross.
Right?
But
Yeah. You tell it's
yeah,
Mother Nature's real medicine. Is it?
so strong. I love
good.
this. I've been taking it every day, and people are around here. I don't know about in Georgia. Like, are you guys sick down there? Are
There
you
was a
getting
wave.
sickness?
She got it.
Yeah.
It was
A couple
bad.
weeks ago.
Was it bad?
I didn't get it that bad compared to some people still are coughing.
Yeah, my dad's still
Really?
sick. Yeah. Everyone's sick.
Yeah. No, I've been rising above. It's also like mental
Yeah.
state, right? Like,
It's a
yeah.
vibration.
It's a vibration. Totally. Yes.
But yeah, elderberry and tinctures and chaga helps. I've been on chaga I went to a place called Picture Mountain in South Carolina last month, and I got some of their ground chaga because they harvest in
They have chaga in South Carolina?
Yeah, I don't know where they don't I don't think it was growing. I don't know if it's even growing or if they pulled that one in, but they have a mushroom farm and they had chaga. And so I've been doing chaga every morning
Good.
since middle of December and I definitely feel different. I
I was gonna say elderberry is probably like a medicine that grows like in your area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually Rachel, you had or like she got sick like the day after she took some elderberry syrup, but I don't know if it's like in conjunction with that sickness wave. But didn't you say like your throat?
It
It was
does.
weird.
Yeah, I think I have a sensitivity to it if it's very like if it's straight elderberry syrup, but if it's mixed in with other things, I do okay, but I get like that itchy throat and then I start coughing and stuff like that. So I just kind of make sure it's the third ingredient in whatever
Right
I'm.
on. Wow, that's so interesting. Yeah, it's really important that we listen to our bodies. Like it's not a one size fits all program. You know, we all
Yeah.
have like different things that heal us and different things that are not good for us. Like the ashwagandha, my one of the girls who works here, it has helped her so much. And for me, like it makes me sick. Like I cannot interact with it. It makes me itchy, you know. So it's definitely not, these are not one size fits all kind of things. And I, for that, I really recommend, like, if you feel like you're called to an herb or a mushroom, like you're really interested in it, that's a really powerful portal and interesting place to start, like for like a beginner, like becoming an apprentice to an herb. You know, you like, oh wow, like it just pops into my head like catnip, you know, like maybe that's a really good, like, you know, rabbit hole to go down. Like, is there some growing in your yard? Like, does it grow in your local environment? You know, reading about its medicinal properties. So like for the beginner, like those callings can be really powerful ways to like open the door to herbalism, and really authentic ways to like answer the call in our body, and honor our intuitive processes at the same
Oh,
time.
that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
We're
um
taking notes.
So up here, like the birch forest, the boreal birch forest, we get a lot of medicinal mushrooms. And I think that that's a big reason why I live in this part of the world. I'm very called to those mushrooms for healing. They work really well with my like system. And this is kind of like the medicine that I'm focused on. Amanita muscaria is a really big part of that as well. They're mycorrhizal. They grow in symbiosis in the birch forest specifically. And so like you can look at your own natural like surroundings and see like what are like the healing plants or any kind of plants, like what are the plants that grow around here. You can join Facebook groups, you can, you know, if you start to get interested in these things, like what plants grow well in this area, and like honor the zone that you're in, like can be a really great way to start like bonding with nature and like going on that path back to self healing, living in symbiosis, community healing, um, through reconnecting with nature and letting nature be our guide and our model.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long have you been in
Radiation.
Alaska?
I lived in Alaska. So my relationship with Alaska began in 2014 when I closed my seafood business in New York City. I was on a fishing boat up here. I had to get away from my life, and I guess I wasn't fully ready to get away. I got on a fishing boat, but I got to go up the inside passage and see a lot of like the islands. And then I ended up I stayed in Petersburg and then flew into Anchorage, and I was around this area. I drove to Homer, and then I started having this dream where like I lived in Alaska. Like it was like I was in a valley with stars, and this was my community, and it was very clear. Like one of those dreams that really stands out. And so like I had an attempt to come back, but then I feel like my soul needed to do a little more learning and healing and learning about plant and fungal medicines and the sacredness of them. I was a really like experimental psychonaut for a while with like ayahuasca, mushrooms, even some of like the chemicals like LSD and stuff. And I think I had to get some like really strong lessons to realize like how like my work here is not recreational. It's a spiritual work. P in my name stands for priestess. So we actually, Chai Medicinals is a subsidiary of the Universal Ministry of Transcendence. It's like how the Salvation Army has clothing stores to bring in income. Well, I think this is really, and also to clothe like the homeless and stuff. So it like resonates with their like mission. So for us in finding ways for people to heal themselves with nature and reconnect with nature, the apothecary is our portal to bring in money for the bigger picture, which is like healing, helping the community heal itself, and in as with Mother Nature as their guide, and bringing people together who are on a similar mission. So the ministry is not dogmatic or denominational. It's not like Christian or Buddhist or anything like. It's not pagan. It's nothing. It's just that we are on a mission to heal ourselves through reconnecting with nature. That's it. And that we take this work with the plants is a sacred spiritual process. And through Chai Medicinals, this is kind of like our way to work with anyone through our online store or in person. But we do hold ceremony here in Alaska with mushrooms, and you know, that's kind of where, and all kinds of different mushrooms. Um, so so yeah, that's kind of like our background, and that's what the P stands for. And I forget your, oh, when did I move to Alaska? So I also, I've lived in this process, I've lived in Dutch Harbor, Alaska before I moved to Palmer. Um for like 2 or 3 years, and I was a bartender over there. So before I moved to Palmer 3 years ago, I had a little life as a bartender still in a fishing community. So sometimes it takes a while to shed the old programming and step into our you know, more authentic callings. So yeah. But Palmer area, I've been here for 3 years with my husband, my son Riley, my stepson. And this community has been incredible, and just in receiving us, but also like the nature here, actually, like because we're big foragers, like for our work. My husband forages all of the chaga that we work with. We send it all over the country. We make like, it's a big part of what we do. And what I've learned from Dennis is, and he's very in tune with the forest. He spends a lot of time out there. He's very observant. Um, is that, and he's well researched also. So up in Fairbanks, they have colder temperatures. Chaga is a wintertime harvest for a few different reasons. But here in the Matanuska Valley, we have the clean wind that comes in from the ocean, and so it cleans the air in this area. Whereas in Fairbanks, it's like a sink. So people that have like lung issues up, they have a really hard time in the winter being in Fairbanks. And we think that the chaga is also affected by the poor air quality. So I think that our chaga down here is probably like a lot cleaner. That's my feeling on it, because all these plants and fungi, you do want to be careful where you harvest from. Like, it takes on the environment. And mushrooms are definitely cleanup, you know, they clean. So you don't want to pick. And I want to backtrack here, because like you asked me about foraging in our email talk. When you forage mushrooms or plants, you need to be like 1000% sure of what you're doing. You do not want to have any doubt in your mind. You can literally kill yourself with the wrong mushroom. And especially in places like Georgia, there are a lot of toxic species that can kill you. So you don't want to think that you know. If you don't know, you literally don't know. Do not attempt it on your own.
No, I don't.
And sometimes if you eat the wrong mushroom, don't even receive it as a gift unless you know. You know, it can take a bunch of hours until you start to die. Like,
Whoa.
yeah, so it's really, really critical as this movement surges that you work with people that really know what they're doing and that really have respect for the land and their relationship with it. So, not to like scare people, but it's really something to be there's a lot of lookalikes out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. That's just like connecting so many dots in my mind.
I'm sure this is like you're drinking like I hope that your viewers understand that like um this is a really, really rich subject. This is like a multiple lifetime, like lifetimes and lifetime, generational. It's like you don't have to feel bad if you're just a beginner. Like there's always a portal and a way to start, and like just connecting with like what you have available, what comes to mind. Like that's a really good way to start.
Yeah. That's what our goal with bringing you on was, just to definitely let people know that there's a way to begin to understand your body better through nature and aligning yourself with the rhythms of I like to tie in like the divine feminine, like coming into your own rhythms. And because a lot of people they want to feel better about themselves and they want to improve themselves, so they just try a bunch of things. And it's like it can be as simple as like coming back to your own rhythm and then doing that through simple ingredients and cleaning up your intake of things around you. It's like,
Yeah, so I'm so glad you just mentioned that because just as much as what we're adding to our life and adding to our knowledge, it's also about taking things away that are not good for us. And there's been a lot of gaslighting that fragrance and household cleaners are like not like nothing to worry about. That is so far from the truth. And a lot of people with autoimmune disorders and like so many issues like stem just from what they've been exposed to in their environments. So it's really, really important to take a really, it can be hard, it can be, and bringing it to light to the people around you too, it can be really hard. It's almost like religion, like, or food, like when you start to talk about like cleaning products and fragrances and stuff, people can get really, really like put up a wall because they're so attached to their practices, and it's cultural and it's family and it's familiar and it's like the cleanliness of their house is being but a lot of this mainstream stuff is extremely toxic. So I wanted to introduce you guys to a friend, but maybe I should just introduce you like on another note because it's like there's so much to get into, but like just ways maybe you could invite her to come on herself. But I have a friend named Regina who she's going on her journey. She's coming out, she's a hairstylist, and so she's worked in the cosmetic industry for a long time, and she's on her journey to clean up like her path. And so she has a really lot of good information for beginners, and I feel like that might be a good resource. I'd love to introduce you to her. But yeah, I could go on about that for a long time too. But I'm kind of like a minister. We run the ministry of the Universal Ministry of Transcendence. You guys can share our info with your listeners, whoever is interested. The apothecary is public. The ministry is public to anyone who's interested in learning more. We're very easily accessible. Like I said, we hold ceremony educational opportunities up here in Alaska, and just community connection. And let me give you a little tour of my apothecary while you're right before and all the beautiful tinctures.
yes, all the
I
stuff.
love that.
All the cheese. We have so much. We make everything ourselves. Everything in here. And with the tallow bombs, I have someone that makes it, but it's made out of Delta Junction tallow.
Yeah,
Look at all those beautiful herbs and all. There's so much here. It's like we don't have enough time, but come on this side. All the beautiful herbs and teas and mushroom coffee made with chaga, and I'll show you You remember this view, Rachel?
Yeah, I do. Hello. Oh,
With the
it's covered in snow. Yeah. There wasn't snow when I was there.
Yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
street.
So on that note, I guess we are probably
Yeah, we're pretty close.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna ask real quick.
Please.
So,
Yes.
we're gonna be putting your website up, and so our friends will probably be looking it up. And so, what would be something they could start off with? I am gonna recommend the tallow balm for sure, but I went for a tincture.
What
Um,
tincture?
the chaga, actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So would that be something good for somebody to kind of just grab to start with, or do you think more of like a
So I
tonic?
think that the chaga is a really great option to start with because it's so like supportive and all encompassing. Plus, we forage all of it. Like that is like from the land to the apothecary to the table. It doesn't get any more authentic. Our mushroom coffee is a really good option too to start out. The tallow bombs, like I said, they're made with Delta Junction tallow, actual suet rendered by our friend Katie.
Wow.
And so, but the other thing is like, go on there, look around, like what resonates. And like, this is all a work in progress. Like, we're really trying to help with the education. Like, get on our Instagram, like, check us out. Feel into like what it is that calls to you, to your spirit, which plant and fungi is calling to you. And that's a really, that's a big part of this too, is to remember to not give away our health sovereignty, to listen to ourselves. It's not, we don't have to fix everything around us. So much of the healing is just starting to remember how to listen and to answer the call inside of us for what we need.
Absolutely.
As far as like consults, I do consults. I'm easy to get a hold of as far as if someone wants like a herbal or mushroom consult, they can connect with me. I do one-on-ones, but like you don't, to do that, to start, you don't have to do that. You can just answer the call. Do your research, do your diligence, see what you feel comfortable with, what you think might work for you, and stay connected. We love to help. And if you do feel like you need a consult or you want to go deeper, maybe you have some real autoimmune issues that you're working on, or skin issues, hormonal, whatever it may be, or even just like spiritual, like we're here for the community. So, and our consults are $50 for half an hour, and usually in a half hour we can get like a pretty good idea.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
We lost her. Well, we know how to get in touch with we know how to get in touch with Gabby. We have all her links. But yeah. I feel like she dropped.
She did drop.
It's
So
okay.
she's probably like, I'm here. No.
Yeah. What's the timer say? 28. Yeah. So
28. Yeah, so that's right about. Well, maybe something's happening.
Yeah, we'll just say bye.
She gone.
She gone.
Yeah, so
Bye bye, Gabi
that was
Chai.
fun. Yeah.
Well, we'll add all these notes and stuff and links into the episode show notes, right?
Yes. I love chaga. I have some, not from her, but now I'm gonna look and see.
You do have your tinctures.
Well, I meant skin. I was gonna say skin.
Oh,
Like
sorry.
I have some under eye chaga. It's really good for reducing inflammation, and it's very in the cream. It's very creamy. So in the cream, it's very creamy.
In the cream, it's very creamy.
I believe she has mushroom matcha too.
Mm.
I think besides the mushroom coffee, I believe she has mushroom.
Yeah, you got
matcha.
mushroom matcha.
Didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's that. And that's one of my favorites, by the way. So I will, I'll show you or write down what I have, and you can we'll just list all the things that we love that we've got.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Super casual, just sharing resources.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's past my bedtime.
Me
No,
too.
it's not really.
Oh, I was like,
But-
definitely mine. Well, do you want to stop or do you want to go into, do you want to review it or do you want to,
yeah, we can do whatever.
you want to talk about how you feel about our interview?
Sure. Well, I love her vibe right away. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's so funny that she lived in New York and was like, "Ooh, not for me. I got to get out of here." And that she's doing what she was called to do, which I've been trying to find what I've been called. I think I had different callings. You can have more than one calling, by the way, but it's the switching up of the callings that is the hardest part. I will say that. And it sounded like it took a minute for her to do that as well.
Yeah.
But she's where she is now, and it is working for her, I feel like. And you met her in person, so you know.
Yeah. She's helping people for sure. You can you can feel it, like it's genuine. Like there's no BS.
Yeah.
You know.
And I would love to do like a Zoom something with her. So really,
Yeah.
whoever's listening, if you're interested, please contact us and let us know, because we can get something together to do that.
Yeah, she's good people, and she knows the body and the herbs and the connection, and I think that's really cool.
And she's 1000% sure about, like, when she was foraging
nature
and stuff. Like,
yeah, I don't pick and eat. I pick and I collect like pretty things. I don't eat from.
Hi, sorry.
Dude, we were like, let's just stay on just in case. We were just
Thank you.
reviewing.
Yeah. So yeah, my phone died. So embarrassing.
Oh my god! But you came back. Look at that, and you went outside, and it's
I came
sunny.
back with my beaver Alaskan hat.
Love it. It's necessary out there.
It is. It's super cold. This is local beaver.
Nice.
So yeah. So I think just answering the call, remembering what we've been through, all the gaslighting, and just connecting where you're comfortable. Rachael bringing up the really important fact of, like, it's not just what we're adding, but what we're also taking a really, like, truthful look at. Even in the healing products, read the back of it. There's a lot of, like, stuff.
Out there.
There's a lot of stuff in there that you may not want to take. Like, there's a lot of preservatives in the supplements, and, like, you might not feel aligned with it. So just take a look, and you might notice, like, you might start to notice things. Have faith in the process. Have trust in the process. It's like, sometimes it feels like we're drinking out of a fire hose, and we don't have to have it all figured out. Like, still allow yourself to enjoy life and to laugh and just be in the moment. But you start to become, and the further you go down the road, the more you start to see how much toxic stuff we've been exposed to. It's pretty crazy, but yeah, it's just like making the change within us and deciding that we want the truth and we want to heal. That's it.
Yeah, we just want to be well.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mother Nature is the ultimate guide in healing. Look how she regenerates. Look how forgiving, and also how fierce she is. She's an amazing guide.
Yeah, we were on the trail today by this like rushing river, and I was saying it's so fun to like realize that nature is beautiful and healing, but it also is violent when it needs to be. So that's a reflection of the inner work. Like, understanding your inner world is that balance of like not expecting everything to be all love and light all the time, and realizing that it's a force, period.
Period.
It's a force, period. So watch out, be ready, be humble, open up, and plant your feet down. Get ready.
So good. Yeah, thank you so much for saying that, for reminding us. Yeah, that experience near the river is sometimes what we need, you know. Be careful out there in nature too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect it. It's powerful. Yeah. It's your mother.
Super. Pachamama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so yeah, I guess you gave us pretty much everything we needed, but we were just sort of closing out with like, oh, actually, I wanted to bring up clothing really quick with you because something just sort of came over us recently where we were like, let's go ahead and check the ingredients of everything, and got rid of a bunch of clothing that was purchased quickly, you know, like just in a moment. Me, I've been traveling around and it's like I just grab stuff and I was like, whoa, I like forgot for a minute that it happens that fast when you slip into convenience and comfort. Like
Totally.
we're
And
like
it's like we don't
working
have
on
to
it.
we don't have to beat ourselves up or like go like, you know, like, but that's the awakening.
Yeah. So little by little, like we realize
The fast fashion, all of it. It's like all of it. It's our decision how we want to proceed.
Yeah.
I'm with
Once
you.
you see it, you can't unsee it.
I know. I try not to talk too loudly about it around people who haven't seen it. It's really annoying.
Why not? But there's a difference between, you know, you gotta respect people too, you know?
Exactly.
Some people, you can say it, it's like, we can't, like, change the other people. I think the dogs know. Yeah, it's time. But
I know. They're programmed to bark right when I'm on, like, to an epiphany. It's
Yeah.
side-eyeing my noble steed. But anyway, sorry. I guess
They're having a bark fight right now with the
well, my
neighbors.
husband's about to pick me up. We're going to look at a ceremonial space.
Ooh.
beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah. We'll add all of
I
your.
love what you're doing. I love what you're doing, and I'm so happy to be able to share with you.
Oh, me too.
I'd love to put this on my YouTube too, if that's okay.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
please, yeah.
Okay, great.
That's my dog, of course. Well,
We'll catch up on the details.
Yeah. Sending big love. Thank you. Bye. Oh my gosh. Maddie.
Bye. Okay.
Did you end it?
No, we're on still.
Okay.
Do you want to end it?
Yeah.
Are we ending?
So.
We're
Yeah.
ending.
Bye.
We're not here.
I'm overstimulated.
I know.
It's time to go.
Sorry. Well, enjoy the dog barking. I mean, you know, we love it for the most part until we're trying to talk, but.
And we're off.
We're out. All right. Bye.